Hello, it is me. It has been a long time. You are correct. Where have I been? I cannot answer to that. Just missing in action. I've had a few people in my Facebook group ask how to do these glitter pens. So let's just ease back into this. I use my Paper Mate Inkjoy gel pens. I buy them off of Amazon. I will link those down below. We're going to start by disassembling them. Be sure to keep all your parts together wherever and however you want to do that is up to you. I then take small wire snippers, clippers, whatever the heck this thing is I'm using. It's for wires, but I'm going to use it to cut off the clips off of each and every one of these pins and then just toss them, girl. You don't need them. All right, then I'm going to pick up a nail file. I'm going to go ahead and file down the front of the pens, and I also file off the wording on the front of these pens, and then there's a small bump in the back that I file down. Here's the nail file that I use. It's a shocker, but I also bought these off of Amazon. I will link those in the description below. Go ahead and file them. This is our favorite job of all time. We all love filing things. It brings us sincere joy. So you just got to get down and dirty. Then I'm going to use some dowels. I do not know the measurements of these. I was cheap and bought them at Dollar General. Can't lie. All right. I stick each one in a pen, and then I clean each pen with alcohol. Right after I'm done cleaning them and making sure there's no dust on them, take them straight out to spray paint in my garage. Then when they're all dry, I'm going to bring them back in here. I'm going to apply fast set epoxy on these babies. All right. It doesn't use a lot. I think I use 5 milliliters of A and B. I'm going to go ahead and first apply the epoxy to every pen, and then I'll go back through and do my glitter on these pens. The paper that you see over there on the left, the little piece that I've cut off, I use that parchment paper to go ahead and roll the glitter on my pen. See what I just did there? I just roll it just to make sure that my chunkier glitter is laid down flat on my pens. I do try to stick to the finer glitter, but every once in a while I'm like, why not? Let's just do chunky. I like sanding shit. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and apply all my glitter. I'm going to put it on the turner. I'm going to let it turn for 2 hours, and then I'm going to come back with more fast set epoxy from Counterculture, and I'm going to do 1 layer of epoxy over the glitter, and then if it's needed, I'm going to do a 2nd layer of epoxy over the glitter. It all really depends on what glitter you used. Was it chunky? Was it fine? That'll be up to you. But I'm not going to lie, most of the time I use 2 coats of epoxy on these babies. So that's what you're going to see me here. Come on, Danielle, speed this video up. Everybody's got something to do. Okay, here we go. Now I'm working. Bum, bum, bum. And I'm going to go ahead and once again link the fast set epoxy that I'm using. Yes, that will also be in the description below. I don't use gloves for these. I do use the finger cots. It does save me. We all know that gloves there for a while was hard to find, so I had to use these finger cots, and I just kept using them. Then I'm going to grab that same nail file. I'm going to file all these down once the epoxy has cured. This is right before I put the vinyl on. So once I've sanded them, I'm going to clean each of these pens once again with alcohol, and then they'll be ready for their vinyl. Here they are. And I ain't gonna lie, guys, I forgot to push record, so I only have 1 example of vinyl that I'm applying to these pens. It is not a political statement. It is simply a pen order. And that's how I do it to every pen. And then for some reason, I didn't record the rest of those. I don't know how the heck that happened. I'm once again, once the vinyl has been applied, doing fast set. During the summertime here in California, which is about 9 months out of the year, I can use UV resin, and I just set them outside and it's like cured. You know, I can bring it back in after 30 minutes. But it is winter time. It's cold and foggy here. I don't have a whole lot of sun. So during these months, I do use fast set. So I do recommend using 2 coats of epoxy over your vinyl, just so that it's not too thin. Same thing as a cup. You don't want your epoxy showing through. But this is the pen turner that I used. Oh, it left already. That picture probably should have been there longer. But I will link that in the description below. I bought it from Sparkle Sloth. And I really, really love it. Once your epoxy has been cured, I take a really sharp X-Acto knife and I'm just going to clean off any epoxy that kind of dripped on the ends of these pens on the bottom and the top, and just clean out any epoxy. You can see little circles of epoxy that kind of stuck on the bottom. And then it's time to reassemble all the innards that you took out earlier. You're going to re-put them. Yeah, re-put. That one's a good one. Reassemble your pens, and then you do your click test. Clicked, click, clicked. And they're done, and they're smooth, and they're beautiful. Look at that. Yay! Another hobby for us to pick up because we don't have enough to do. All right, guys. Check out my other pages. Bye-o.